Beterbiev. It was a close fight, but I think that you know, he didn't do enough to win early on. He won those last couple of rounds, but not like a landslide.
Are you talking about Bivol?
Yes.
Beterbiev? Oh, yeah.
There was some close rounds, like really close rounds. I don't say that was a robbery.
Yeah.
Look, the worst case scenario, if you want to call it worse, I don't know how you feel. I know you got your own opinion. You be honest about it. I wouldn't have been mad if it was a draw.
I scored it a draw.
Because I told Joy when we were sitting there watching it, I said, Joy, over the East Coast, I said, Joy, let me tell you something. I said, look, I said, to be honest with you, I said, split decision, right? Either way, if she said, no, who you think will get the split decision? If one guy gets the split decision, I pick the guy that won. But I wouldn't have been mad if it was a draw at best. I wouldn't have been mad if they get to the other person by a split decision. To me, what that says, they got to fight again.
They do.
They better.
They have to. I mean, it's to show, especially for undisputed. But I know that there was no rematch clause. But even Turkey,
no, they're going to make it happen.
Even Turkey said to Bivol, "I had you winning."
Yes.
So people thought, "Oh, Turkey was in on the fix." No, he was not. There was no fix. But yeah, that was a very controversial fight. I don't call it a robbery for me because one did not take a landslide. Like if Bivol, if it was like
landslide.
8-11, and then they gave it to Beterbiev,
then you'd be like, hold up, what like fixes in, or what judge was asleep at the table or at the wheel. But it wasn't like that. So we're on the same page. And again, they're going to ask me when I get out there in Riyadh next week to probably the same thing. Cause I'm pretty sure that I got a couple of things lined up. But I think that worst case scenario, a draw.
Yeah. I hope so. I mean,
They will fight again. A fight like that demands, we don't look for it. We don't want it. We want a clear cut. Whoever wins, and they should win. But this is not bad for boxing to see those guys fight again, especially when it's legit. This ain't no thing that the commission had to mandate it. Like, it was so terrible. Yeah. The scores were so outrageous that the commission had to come in and say this is an automatic. So we ain't dealing with that. Yeah. We're dealing with you ask this side, you ask that side. We ain't too far apart on who won. That means do it again.
And I love the fact that Beterbiev said in the ring, he's like, the way he alluded that he didn't do well, and the way he looked, he thought he may have lost, but he's like, I'll do a rematch, knowing there's no rematch, he'll do it immediately.
Out of the gate,
on an undisputed fight.
And that tells, from a former fighter and who played head games on a lot of fighters, that wasn't no head game, Jordan. That was raw emotions coming out right when it's hot. Not later on when you get to simmer down, you get your thoughts together, you're in your dressing room and you know what you're going to say. That was the truth. You know, they say when you're mad, a mad person and a drunk person tell you how they feel. Yeah. Right? He wasn't either that, but he was, but he was humble enough and honest enough at that minute with that microphone in the middle of the ring, and he said what he said, and that right there justify why the fight needs to happen again, and that he didn't get robbed.
Yeah. Man, that's
the most important thing, that he didn't get robbed, because he said that.
Yeah. He said it himself.
And you caught it.
Yeah. I read it. I saw it. I watched the fight over. It was,
You and others seen it too.
And that's what boxing is all about. Not robberies, but fighters that are willing to say, I'm going to fight you again.
Correct.
I don't care what the judges say. If you guys think this, I'm going to fight. Because it's their name on.
He wasn't like, he was like, okay, like he took it really like a champion.
Yeah. Well, I know that you just mentioned you're going to Riyadh because you have Latino night.
Correct.
You have Zurdo. Big fight. Zurdo versus Mbili.
Cruiserweight. Yeah. Fireworks. Zurdo, look, he been craving for this. He's been fighting all the people that we put in front of him, and he's been looking better, at least to me, another level in the last two fights. I've seen him literally learn basically how to figure his opponent out and break him down eventually. And listen, this is a unification fight too, also, as you know. And this is big stakes because, to my knowledge, I think Holyfield ruled the cruiserweight division for a long time before he went up the heavyweight division. So that division has some history, but not a lot of big names. Zurdo will get a chance to be the big name in that going forward in the future. Now and in the future.
Now imagine if he does win, he unifies, and if Usyk wins, hypothetically, his rematch, he's looking to come down in cruiserweight.
Now they're being the troublemaker now. Now we're going to, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that happen when for me, the guy. But I'm rooting for Zurdo to take care of his business, and maybe he'll take that opportunity. Who knows? But the world is their oyster. If they do what they say they're going to do, and the winner comes out, and there's no rematch because there's no controversy, who won, who win, who lose, that's going to be a great night.
And lastly, Teofimo, I see Oscar tweeting, Teofimo, Ryan. I mean, there's different.
I love that fight.
We want to see Ryan fighting.
I love the press conference of that fight. Oh my God! I love the interviews of that fight. I love the whole. Come on, listen. There is very few fighters, not pitting dirt on anybody, that have the personality of those two fighters that can bring an event. See, there are shows and there are events.
Yeah.
This is an event.
It's an event.
This is something that you're going to be like, listen, every press, even the retired ones, want to press pass. That's when you know you have something good. You're in the press business. Absolutely. You understand. Now they want to do interviews. They want to talk to these guys because you got two personalities and two guys that can fight and will fight anybody.
Yeah.
This is a fight I think that need to be pushed hard from the media to the fighters, and then we'll do what we do behind the closed doors or behind the scenes.
You think Bob Arum would make that fight? Because right now he's with Top Rank, but I saw him that
Bob Arum would make any big fight.
Okay.
No, Bob ain't got no problem.
Would that be a Riyadh fight, or would that happen somewhere here in Vegas?
That's the key. That's
Who's
the key.
Who's going to put up all the bajillions of dollars?
That's undisputed. That's undisputed who would get the fight.
Easy.
I'm talking
easy,
correct. Correct. Over.
Darn. Can't you just do it here in Vegas? I can't travel there.
I was about to say, get everything together to get on that flight. You got 2 stops, maybe. You got 2 stops. You got 2 stops before you get there, because who wouldn't want to be at that fight? Yeah. Come on, that. I mean, and if it's here too, it's just no matter where this fight is at. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't matter where this fight's at.
Yeah.
It'll do just as well here than anywhere.
How would Teofimo do against Terence Crawford if that fight were to ever somehow pan out?
Listen, I like Crawford with anybody. Another year from now, I might think different, It's called time.
Yeah.
And time and sitting around, not active, it's a double sword, right? Do you understand?
He's only fighting once a year right now, if that.
Time and sitting around is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So as years tick, 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 that clock, and then again, I'm here a person that boxed till I was 52, so I'm not being a hypocrite about age and time, but I'm telling you, the reality is, if you're not active, see, there's a difference between you getting older, but you're still fighting, you're still on a regular, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year. That seemed to be on a regular, 50 age. But when you not fighting, and tick, 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 into another year, and another year, and then you got to get ready. You got to knock that residue off and then get ready, and hopefully you're ready to be able to be a winner or maintain your position in the sweet science of boxing. So I think that the quicker Crawford gets in the ring with somebody that's going to be a threat, the better for him in his career.
Could be Fundora. It could be Teofimo. Ryan put his name in the hat. Everyone's putting their name in for Crawford. Boots should be in it, but that's another stuff. All right, you go. I don't want to take more of your time, Joy. Thank you, Joy. Has been so pleasant to let me interview you. Bernard Hopkins, Hall of Famer. All right.
See you next time.
All right. I'm Cynthia and Jeandra. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.